By 1970, there'll probably be 1 million Negroes in this city. And I know that people are concerned about this. They may not talk about it very often, but I certainly heard them shudder in church when he said there'd be 1 million Negroes in Los Angeles.
We shudder because we are saying, in essence, the majority of these people are not like we are. And we felt that maybe some of us felt we left us out because we were getting away from this problem. We are part of this exodus too. But we are a little maybe embarrassed by the fact that here we're going to have a mass element come in that's going to create a tremendous social problem in the community to which we find a great deal of difficulty in relating to.
This is interesting because part of the issue that we see pop up today is the relation from people from the South and from the North and from the West Coast. Now, everybody is in pockets of their own, right? So if you're from Chicago, you're migrated from Arkansas, Georgia. Similarly, if you're in Los Angeles, similarly, if you're in New York, right? And what do we see now? These guys are just kind of sitting around discussing these facts. I think this is 1950, and they're saying by 1970, there's over 1 billion Negroes that are going to be in Los Angeles, perverting their way of life. You can see based on the video, these people have assimilated. They have suits on. They have a short haircut. They're not inside acting like a fool. The other day, we reviewed a video of people at graduation just dancing, doing backflips, acting a fool, showing their weave and their panties and everything like that, and just having a grand old time. And everyone's thinking that this is normal and that this is okay. But these are the type of conversations that need to be had because this is not normal. This is not okay. And this should be a red flag for anyone who's in a peaceful environment or anyone who comes from an environment where this is not normal. And we need just a separation at this point. But before I continue, let's let them cook some more because I think there's a little bit more of this video.
I sound like a do-gooder because I really am not, and I'm somewhat of a snob. But I do think that with these people coming in who are not our intellectual equals, nor are they of our sociological bracket, they're not to be a handicap to us. They'll find their own level. Now, I do sound like a snob, but I don't mean it this way. But they're used to living a certain way, and they too might rise up above their origin and might one day be our associates.
Again, she makes a good point because as humans, we are clan-oriented. Let's just say we're animals because that's what we are. If that's the case, and wolves live in pack, and lions live in prides, humans live in clans, right? And so we always want someone to be very, very similar to us in whatever we do, so that way we don't necessarily have to walk around and question the validity of who they are and what morals and values that they hold. What she's saying here is basically, look, I don't know these people from, anywhere in the world, but they're not like us in any regard or in any fashion. So we need to kind of have a separation or separate ourselves even further. And this is why people have gentrification. This is why you see neighborhoods like Brooklyn, Inglewood in Los Angeles start to be gentrified. Similarly in Atlanta and Bankhead, we see white people all day, all night running that area because they need that separation away from the degenerate behavior. And what you're going to start to see, this is what I'm predicting, is you're going to start to see people being pushed into certain sectors of the world because they're going to be priced out of living in Atlanta, in DC, in New York. You're not going to be able to afford it. Even if you've been there your whole entire life, you're going to have to go somewhere more affordable for you and your family.
The whole tone of this meeting is we're setting ourselves up as little puppet Jesuses. We can't help anyone else until we help ourselves. The Negro has had two professions, his own medicine, dentistry, law, or psychiatry, and he's had the profession of being a Negro. And many of us have come out here to escape from this second profession of being a Negro. And we are out here a while, and we're working in our own field, and then we find out that here these same problems are falling on the heels of 1,600 Negroes a month that come into Los Angeles. Now this gives us problems. It's our own view. It's our own identifying with these Negroes that are coming in with their carpetbags that causes us problems.
This is a basic embarrassment that we as Negroes have. We want to live together, yet we want to sort of scatter to the far winds and live amongst white people.
And that's pretty much the video, guys. Just to touch on that last part of what he said, man, I mean, we start to see the same thing today, which is why the conversation needs to be had of black fatigue. This is not a new thing. Even people back in the 1950s were worried about this migration from the South over to the West Coast, East Coast, and away from the South. And so now what we're starting to see is we're starting to see that culture that no one can relate to brought in front of the congregation for the whole world to see. And it's crazy because the only people that are actually appreciating it is the entertainment industry, because they can make money off of it. Sexy Red is an artist that comes to mind, and Glorilla is an artist that comes to mind, as well as Cardi B. Now, these three ladies who are strong and independent famously brag about drugging men, being in a gang, having STDs, and also having a gorilla tattoo in the middle of their chest. I mean, like, it's absolutely insane what people prop up and people want to see. But at the same time, if they can contribute to the demise of the black population through entertainment, through music, through money, and people pay for it and people let them get free abortions, why not? That's one problem taken off of their hands. And this is how they're thinking. This is not my words, but if you go into the mind of how they think, then it makes the most sense, right? UBI is coming as well, universal basic income. If we say, hey, you don't have to work, we'll provide you income because there's nothing for you to do. AI is going to be taken over. How many people would take that? Now, of course, a plethora of people would take it. Of course, it's going to be free money. Poor whites will take it. But I guarantee the majority of people that will take that UBI is going to be black. And so how they're going to start to spend it and how they're going to start to do it is they're going to just say, hey, you get $3,000 a month, and then slowly start reducing it. So that way we can't even afford to live in America eventually. And that's kind of like how we're going. That's just how I see it. But this was an interesting breakdown. This is an interesting video just to kind of peer into the minds of the 1950s, 1960s to see how they were thinking, what kind of conversations they were having. And it looks like they were having a lot more serious conversations than us, because what we see online is panels, people debating, calling each other out our names, weaves, ratchetness. It just has to stop. Like, we need to do something different. We have people masquerading as, you know, socialites and higher class people, and in their actions and their communications and their everyday attire says otherwise. I mean, I work in a hotel as well for my third job, and these guys, they come in, they say they're successful, but I can't tell that they're successful because they're using all the same identifying factors that you would find on a YN as a young person. And personally, I'm a little bit flabbergasted by this, because if you're a millionaire, if you have money, why are you not driving a nice car? Why are you not dressing normally, right? Like, you have this gaudy jewelry on, you have a gaudy watch on. It makes me tend to not believe the validity of your words. And so, I don't know, it's one of those things that just down here in the South, I guess that is what is the norm, and that just kind of shows or signifies that you have wealth. But everywhere I've been in 30 states, I've never seen somebody wealthy or well off move in such a manner that puts a target on their back, you know. But again, maybe I'm wrong, but this is definitely an interesting discussion to actually see what is in their mind. And as I put a bow in it, guys, if you haven't already, like, comment, and then subscribe for more videos like this. We're still going to be continuing on the conversation. What do you think about the last conversation? Did you get value from it? If you are, don't forget to subscribe. I love you, socialites. I appreciate you, and then I'm going to holler at you tomorrow. Peace.